All right, so we're going to start creating the project, and I'm going to start from the beginning just in case like someone needs this step, but we're starting with setting up the Illustrator document. So go ahead and open up Illustrator, and you should be on your home page that looks something like this. You're going to click the new file button. We want to make sure we're in inches, 11 for width, 11 for height. In that same row, you want to increase your artboards to 2. And then scrolling down, we're going to color mode. Color mode is going to be CMYK. Raster effects is going to be high 300 ppi, and then you're going to hit create. And it's going to give you something that looks like this, 2 squares. One is where you're going to do your text design for your shirt, and then the other is where you're going to do your illustration-based design for your shirt. Go ahead and save it. File, save as, save on your computer. Save it in Documents, IGDS2, and here you're going to make a new folder. So right-click and go New Folder, and we're going to title this folder Graphic T-shirt. Once you make it, we're going to double-click on it and then rename the file Graphic T-shirt. Then you can go ahead and hit Save. All right. The next thing I want to show you is what to do in order to add your sketch, because some of y'all do want to trace over your sketch. And so I want to show you the process of doing that. And actually, I'm going to go back here and show you on a fresh one, so that way there's not a lot of clutter. Okay, so here we're looking at layers. So right now, move myself. Right now, there's only one layer. That's fine. We're going to have to upload your sketch to Google Classroom if you haven't already. So you're going to need your phone for this. And what you're going to do is either go to the Google Classroom app, or you're going to go to your Safari or whatever internet on your phone. So I'm going to use Safari because I don't have the app. And I'm going to go to classroom.google.com. Classroom.google.com. That's the link to go to Google Classroom. Then you'll log in, go to our class, and then, I don't know if you can see, but you're going to go to classwork. And you should see the graphic t-shirts section. And we're looking for the assignment that says graphic t-shirts, not the mock-ups one, but the graphic t-shirts one, which is this one. All right, once you go ahead and open that, I can't show you on mine because it doesn't have the same thing that you have, but you're going to say, there's like a button that says add attachments. You're going to click that, and then you're going to take photo or video, and then you're going to take a photo of your sketch or your sketches, your doodles, your notes, and make sure that it's like pretty parallel with the desk, so that way it's not like warping the camera isn't warping your sketch. So take a picture of that and then go ahead and upload it to Google Classroom. So then when you go to Google Classroom and you go to the assignment, over here it should have that sketch submitted. And so I'm going to use someone else's as an example. So let's say this is my sketch. I'm going to click on it, click on the 3 dots, then go open a new window, and then click the download button. And that downloads. You don't need to open it, just as long as you have it downloaded to your computer. And then we can go to our Illustrator file, and you want to open up File Explorer. Okay, so whenever you download something, it's automatically going to go to your downloads folder. So here is my image. I'm going to click and drag it over here to Illustrator, and then I can resize it. So I'm going to hit press Control -sign or hyphen to zoom out, and I can adjust my sketch so that it somewhat fits on my artboard. And then Control 0 so I can see my full artboard here. Once your sketch is adjusted, then you're going to go ahead and lock it and create a new layer. And so now my sketch is here if I ever need to hide it, and I'm going to create in that new layer, and I can trace. Or what I will allow from y'all this time around is to do image trace if you have done like a really detailed sketch. Like this is it's the Blue Devil logo, but it's a little bit more new, a little bit more unique, not new, unique. So what you're going to do is click on this. So making sure your image is selected, and then as soon as it's selected, you should see image trace somewhere pop up, like a button that says image trace. Maybe it's here, maybe it's on the side, on the right side. Go ahead and click that, and then click OK. And it traces that for you. So this right here, I want to see tracing results. Oh, here we go, preset. So this is the default, but I want to do black and white logo. See what that does. Maybe sketch start. So you can test these out and see which one you think looks best for your design. Black and white logo. All right, I'm going to stick with black and white logo. And then once you've chosen one, then you're going to click expand. And that's going to turn it into vectors. So see how those lines are appearing now because it's surrounding it. But this stays like a piece of paper and your sketch. So go ahead and double click on it. And I'm going to click on the white part and then hit backspace. Oop, actually. So click on the white part, and then I want you to go to select, same, fill color. And that's going to select everything on here that's that white, that paper white. And then I'm going to hit backspace. And then I'm going to double click to exit the group. And so now that the white part of the paper is gone, I'm just left with this stuff. So then I can, so then, assuming it's grouped together, we can ungroup and clean this up. I can delete this because I'm not going to use it for this artboard. I want to take away those marks, take these marks out. So like I said, you're welcome to use image trace. It's something that you learn in your Illustrator tutorials, like the very first semester, but only if you have like a detailed drawing like this that you hand drew yourself. And then last step is to just select what's on here and group this last bit together. Object group, because we want to keep this. All right, so that's uploading your sketch and then possibly using image trace. The other option is tracing it with the pen or brush tool. And then let's see. So adding the sketch. All right, so let's say we're done with both of our designs. And I'm going to go back to my original teacher example here. So these are my two designs that I've completed. One text-based and one that is more image-based. Before we export, I just want to make sure that you have your artboards cleaned up. Like there's nothing on the artboard that I want that's going to be on my shirt. Like everything that's on there is what I do want on my shirt. Same thing over here. Like there's no random little marks that are like halfway on, halfway off. So make sure the only thing that's on your artboard is what you want for that design. Everything else you can put off to the side. It's in the gray space. It's safe over there. It's just for storage. All right, and now you're going to go to File, Export, Export As. And here, for Save As Type, let's change that first. Let's go ahead and make these JPEGs. So .jpg. File name you can leave as graphic t-shirt. I'm not pressed on that. And then I want, actually, for file name, go ahead and add your first name, last name. underscore class period. So whether you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, add that number in, and then underscore graphic t-shirt. So first name, last name, underscore class period, 1 through 7, underscore graphic t-shirt. Make it a JPEG, and then I want you to click this box. This is very important. Use artboards. What this is going to do is it's going to export the artboards. It's communicating that, like, okay, artboard 1 is going to be image 1, artboard 2 is going to be image 2. Otherwise, it just exports it all as one image, and it even includes like everything that's offside the artboard. All right, we want to select all because we only have 2, right? If you had more that you used as like scratch paper, then you could do a range and just do 1 and 2. All right, but anyways, make sure it's in your project folder. So right here, I can see it's in my graphic t-shirt project folder. If it's not, then just go to Documents, IGDS2, graphic t-shirt, and we're back here. So then go ahead and click Export. Color model, CMYK is fine. Resolution, we're going to increase to 300 or high. And then let's select Art Optimize for this. All right, and then we can click OK. And that's exporting my artwork. Let's just go see if it's there. Documents, IGDS2, graphic t-shirt, and those are my 2 images. So see, it exports them there. Here we have image 1, image 2. It even has them both labeled with the title that I put in, my first name, last name, class, graphic t-shirt, and it tells me this is the first artboard and this is the second artboard. So that's kind of cool. All right, once you got those exported images, you're going to go to, let's say, shirt designs due. Turn in here. So this is the assignment that we're using, graphic t-shirts. This is where you're going to turn in your 2 designs and your scan of a picture of your sketches. There we go. Which you may have already taken a picture of. But if you haven't, you're going to need to do that during this part. So I can't show you on my workspace here because I don't have the same Google Classroom as y'all, but here you're going to add or create. You're going to select File. You're going to go to your project folder, so Documents, IGDS2, graphic t-shirt, and then you should see your 2 designs. So go ahead and upload those 2. And you can do that from your desktop. If you have taken a picture of your 8.5 by 11 piece of paper with your different notes on it and your sketches, so it's the same one I've been showing y'all. If you haven't turned that in already, or if you have turned that in already, then you're fine on this part. You can go ahead and hit turn in. But if you haven't turned that in, after you submit your 2 designs, the ones that we just exported, you're going to need to go to your phone and upload that picture of your piece of paper. And so you can rewind this video to go and see how to upload that, because I did explain that before going into Illustrator with your sketch. But you can just repeat that to upload your piece of paper. All right. And that is it for this part. I'm going to make a separate video for the Photoshop mockups, but remember that this is not the end of the project. After you've turned in your 2 designs and JPEGs and then your 1 piece of paper, you can go ahead and click turn in for this assignment. But remember that after this, you got to go to the next one, which is graphic t-shirt mockups, and see what your design would look like on an actual shirt. So go ahead, and once you finish this, head there, which is called graphic t-shirt mockups.